So now that the matric results are out, how should learners, parents and guardians navigate this life-changing moment? Joining us to answer this question is Professor Kobus Maree from the Educational Psychology Faculty of the University of Pretoria. Professor, very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. Some surprising results from yesterday's National Senior Certificate announcement. I mean, the rise, for one, in the number of matriculants who have passed. And considering the challenges the department faces, how significant is this increase, and what does it tell us about the country's education system and the education policies in the country?
Certainly, I think it's clear for everybody that listened to the Minister last night that progress has been made. Number two, that the exams have been organized very, very well professionally. It's clear that many people have achieved excellent outcomes. Parents, teachers, school governing bodies, district officers, everybody in the education fraternity should feel happy. They have reason to feel happy, but we'll talk about the number of challenges that we have.
I'm hoping that the audio will sound a lot better as you and I discuss this very important matter. But one of the less discussed issues is the number of learners who drop out of school before matriculating. While it's not an entirely basic education issue per se, is the department doing enough to keep learners in the system?
It would be very hard for me to criticize the department. What I can say is that 50% plus learners drop out before, or 40% plus, 48% I think, before they write grade 12. That is not good. That is not acceptable. It's an area for growth. It's an area for development that has to be attended to.
Preparing for matric begins from the first 1,000 days, Professor, but of course we know it extends into the foundation phase 2. How is South Africa faring in terms of investing and sustaining access to early childhood development?
Look, I think we're doing pretty well. What I'm a little concerned about is that you know and I know that foundational phase, people, let's say call it primary school, that if that foundation is not intact, there's every likelihood that those individuals might struggle inordinately with mathematics, political science, etc. later on. So, irrespective of what anybody says, focusing on the grade 12 outcomes, it's one thing. Now we've celebrated and gloated about our achievements. Let's focus on early education. I doubt that enough is being done. Far too many learners still progress without having mastered the basic stuff adequately. And I'm not blaming anyone, etc. I'm just saying I think we're where we wanted to be now, more or less, in terms of the outcomes. Now let's start working from the bottom up. Let me repeat myself. The foundational phase is the most important phase. If you lose track there, you are going to struggle in all likelihood during high school.
Okay, Professor Maree, unfortunately we're going to have to cut our conversation short. I'm battling to hear you. The quality of your line not so great, but thank you for your time and insight. Professor Kobus Maree there offering some practical advice on how learners, parents and guardians can navigate the challenging times as a young person goes into a new system.